Welcome to Parapausal-Tea on the Tees.
With special guest, paranormal soul brother, Xandean.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's go.
Information. We know even with cell phones, invented that they can't do that. That won't be. But now with AI, you really won't be able to control it. So they're gonna have to disclose something. And there's been a plan. Like she was saying, it's gonna have. There's been a plan, but if you tell people right now in the movie Disclosure, I don't know if you guys will see it, but we could just say it right now. It deals with how society would crash if they really knew this, right? You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Worlds,
what-
baby.
Mhm.
Think about it. War of the Worlds. What happened?
Mhm.
That was a real thing. That
Mhm.
actually flipping happened.
Yeah.
People lost their ever-loved minds.
Right.
And
Well,
they
okay.
needed this time of sorry, Xandean, but
No, no, I went
go
too
ahead.
far. I went too far.
at
Sorry about
this
that.
point, they've had to do. Steven Spielberg actually has information. He
Yeah.
was given information.
Yes.
He was given by the government information.
What to give
So he
us?
could put it up on the screen so we are desensitized
Mm-hmm.
to what is being let out now.
Exactly.
You know? So
And nobody cares. The majority of people don't even care.
Right, because they're sheep.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are sheep.
the
We're just like-
politics of the day. We are being desensitized to a point where we just and literally, if you think about it, we're damn like almost like damn zombies.
Yeah.
A good
Well,
portion
like
of
she said,
people.
sheep. Yeah.
Right, 30 years
I don't even want to
ago.
hear this stuff about alien. I mean about the lore stuff. I mean, when you're talking about aliens now, the stuff about religion. Bob Lazar even said, "Hey, they told him when he was working on that ship that the aliens told him they invented Jesus. I mean, they're saying all kind of crazy stuff. I mean, this would make me. I mean, I'm not endorsed. I don't want to upset people. I'm just saying that it's getting to a level where it's not even about religion anymore. You know, they're like, hey, we're going. What's the highest level? You know,
It's
they're
controlling the narrative, babe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Controlling the narrative and controlling the masses. And then, and you know, if you think about, okay, so I've always had a problem with organized religion. I've been intrigued by it. I have looked at various ones. I've participated in various ones, but nothing felt real.
Yeah.
It all felt fake to me. And then it was just in the last few years, and what was funny, and you know, I'm just going to say this, is that I had always, yeah, I know, I hear you. I have somebody talking in my ear now. I had always been afraid of Gnostics.
Of what?
And the Gnostics. Gnostics.
Agnostics. Yeah.
And I didn't understand why. It's because I wasn't ready for that knowledge yet. And what is
Right.
Gnostic? No knowledge.
Knowing.
Knowledge. That's what it is. No gnosis. So, you know, the people that are waking up now, I've been awake for ever. But the people that are waking up now, their minds are being blown.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, are you kidding me? This was real. We've
Yeah.
been lied to this whole time. And there are books that are being found even to this day that are older than the first writings.
Yeah. Well, I
all of
never
this stuff is
believed.
coming around now. It's like
Yeah.
all of a sudden, all of this knowledge is, oh yeah, you know, we've just been lying to you your whole life.
Because this is the age of information.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yes,
was just gonna say, it's hard for people like all of us to kind of wrap our minds around the fact that there are still people out there that don't have like open minds like us.
They
All
don't get
of
it.
us,
Yeah.
we have known this forever. It's not a big deal. So
Right.
what? You're only telling us what we already freaking knew.
Right. Let's go.
Period.
Come
Yeah.
on. Bring it on.
But-
Let's go. Want
yeah,
more of
but
this.
Let's get on the ship.
exactly. Where's the mothership?
Right?
Yeah, I want to go
Thank
for a
you,
ride. I'm
please.
serious.
Oh,
But,
I want to go
uh,
for a ride on my favorite rocket ship.
That's right, exactly. And so
Christy,
it's hard for us to kind of comprehend the fact there's still people out there that aren't at that our mindset of, and like you said, there are still people out there where their minds are going to be blown and their whole existence is
yeah.
Yeah.
And those are going to be the ones that do the freaking out and the world is the sky is falling. Well, no,
Well,
not really.
They haven't done enough. Like me, everybody on this panel has had the problem of what you believe and what you've really been ingrained and taught. Like if I went to a Catholic school, Baptist church, and a Jesuit high school, so I was hammered. So
Yeah.
and they tell you about blasphemy. One of the strongest words is blasphemy. The minister. So when you hear any alternate thing, like you really have to struggle with yourself to say, hey, look, this is the reasoning. This is not blasphemy. But let's look at King James Version. Let's think about that right now. Everybody in the room should know that's an oxymoron. The King James Version. How the hell are you going to have a king writing about God?
Baby, there's
You're saying you're a king and you're writing about the King of all kings. If that's what you're saying, if this is philosophy, if anybody knows about, the philosophy of God. So, I'm just saying that inherently, not to mention all the other things wrong with the King James. I'm just saying that the title in itself, King James, right? I'm a king and I'm writing a book about God. Just get out of here. But what she said about the Gnostics, see, a lot of people don't know. Even like what I said about the demons, Thought Hermes. I would say like one of the champion Gnostics. When you talk about Thought Hermes, that really was Lord Kemet, the person who named Egypt. Before it was named Egypt was Kemet. So he had something called the Solar Brotherhood, where they had what you think the John the Baptist came from, the Essenes. They had the Essenes, the Nazarites, and the Templars, which were healers. The knowledge they have, the Masons are using, that the Hermetics. This all the stuff they make sacred, but they won't let you hear about it. Plato talked to the Gnostics. Plato talked to Cylon about Atlantis. Okay, couldn't even understand half of the stuff. They're like, man, these guys are on the ball. So much knowledge has been hidden from us, that we're like she was saying, this is just a facade. Like we should feel sorry that they just laid this little thing out here to form our little lives, and they're over here, enjoying all the good stuff and real archetypes. We got like little fodder and bullshit, and it's like you have to be happy with it until we get something else. Otherwise, you'll go crazy.
We're like the little ant farms. We're like the majority of the population is like the ants in an ant farm. And we're like this panel and people who think like us, we're this little hole over here in the corner that are like, but wait, what if?
I know. Right?
We all think for ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny, what you think, Johnny, man? You've been I know you got something poignant to say, man. What do you think?
Here we are. We're finally, if you think about it, we're in an age of information unlike any time before. Just look back 30 years, 1996. The internet was brand spanking new. People were still buying encyclopedias.
Oh
my God.
Wow.
Our information, if we wanted to find something out, we had to either go to the encyclopedia, and by the time that you were looking it up in the encyclopedia, it was already years old. You went to the library, you went to Barnes and Noble, you went to all these different places. You had to seek out the information, but you had to know where to go to be able to find that information. And so if you were only clued in by somebody, that was your in. Today, it's at our fingertips. All of this information, it's all there. Again, we've got the flooding of disinformation left, right, all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So the truth is there. What's actually The real deal is actually out there, but you have to sift through all those nuggets to try to find what is real. Again, 30 years ago, 1996, we had Independence Day. That movie, Independence Day, talked about this exact thing, this disclosure. There was the
Well,
entire
Men in
scene.
Black about
Me too.
how
Exactly. Thank you,
Yeah.
sister. I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Right.
Of
But
course.
Right.
but specifically in Independence Day, Brent Spiner's character said that Hollywood has been teasing this
Yes.
for decades to
And
prepare
that
us.
was a drop.
It's teasing to prepare us.
Yep.
They've been teasing to prepare us.
Yep.
All of this, everything that we're looking at. I mean, come on.
Everything.
If it's sprinkled in this often, this frequently, and now we're just finally getting that nut to crack open from the federal government of the United States to say,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, here are these files, and we're gonna sprinkle some of these out.
Spoon
We
feed.
know that this
Yeah.
disclosure that we're seeing right now is nowhere near complete.
No.
This is just
No.
this is
a drop
these
in
are
the bucket.
crumbs. These are the crumbs.
Yeah.
Actual, real, hard evidence. The
It's-
stuff that's going to blow everybody's mind away is still being hidden.
Hmm.
That is
Yep.
still being hidden under lock and key. They're guarding that until they know that we're not all going to collectively lose our shit over this.
Yeah. And
I
it's
think-
less and less
totally agree.
people. Like back when the War of the Worlds was read
okay.
over the radio and everybody freaked out, is not even anywhere close to what is going to happen now.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was
thank goodness.
the original. That was the original release
Mhm.
of okay, so it was a test.
Yeah.
It was a test.
It is.
And they're like,
It
nope,
was.
never
It
mind.
was a test.
Yeah.
So okay, guys.
I think this
What
is
do you
still a
think
test.
John Q. Public's gonna do if we do this?
Yeah.
Hey, how about we do this and see?
We do it as a radio
Yeah.
teleplay.
Let's do
Oh.
this.
It's a radio.
Wait, you know what?
teleplay.
You're totally correct. See, people don't understand how true that is. I'll give you two concrete examples. The stop sign, the thought that they put into that shape and it not confusing people from any side, that alone will tell you how much thought they put in everything else. But after World War II, they took an airplane frame and they hit it in one part and it resonated a C note. Then it hit it in another part and it did a different note. And they hit it at the exact same
yeah.
points. And they saw that, hey, this will happen every time. And so they developed a study where Harvard developed a study that the military ended up using where they checked everything, your spinning. And this was in the 40s. They did your spinning, all your habits. And they realized, like this model frame, the people were framed and they could introduce things. And the same thing would happen every time. So like if they knew that if they raised cigarettes price by 5 cents or raise the price of gas by 5 cents, the cigarettes go up, the beer go up. Everything is like interdependent, like almost like spaghetti programming. So like you said, they figured out this stuff a long time ago. I mean, there's a lot of thought that people don't really realize is going into how they, warp our perception. you know, I don't even want to say control. I'll say warp
spoon
it.
feed it to us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, when they
Control it,
found out
baby.
when the War of the Worlds got mass hysteria and chaos and stuff, they were like, mine.
Just pull back. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's try
pull
that
back,
another
pull back,
time. Yeah.
Nope, they're
That
not
shit.
ready.
Not
That-
ready.
Yeah.
The revolution will not be televised. I don't know at what point, I heard this 25-year plan, which we're, at one part in. But Johnny, do you think that regardless of the control, that it's just going to get out of control for them anyway? They won't be able to contain this. Do you feel that, or do you think they'll be able to forever contain it and at their pace? What do you think? You think it'll go at their pace, or it'll end up coming to our pace?
I think that there are definitely some insiders, people who know, who they're spilling, they're dropping the tea, and bit by bit, we're gonna get that. We're gonna force the disclosure because it's gonna catch fire. So I think already, some of the timeline that we're looking at right now has already been accelerated from what the original design was. I do believe so. I think that it is just a matter of time before that momentum just gets to a point where they can't contain it. They can't hold back the tsunami that's coming.
But I think just a quick one that they're going to sprinkle in enough misinformation in there to be able to put the brakes on a lot of stuff. You
I
know,
think they're going to
at
try.
least for a little bit. You know, and
Yes.
people are going to believe what they want to believe, but
Right.
yet they're still going to keep that seed of doubt in your head, you
Well,
know?
they're gonna try.
That's what I meant by earlier. It was there's two factions.
Mhm.
There's those of us that are awake.
Yeah.
We've been awake for a while,
For
or
years,
they're
since we were
waking
young.
up. And
Yeah.
the Earth system is also helping that vibration of information. Is that what we're
Okay.
okay? So you know me and the Schumann resonance and
Yeah.
how that is, and how we're being bombarded at this moment celestially to raise our vibration as a human being. Okay, this is my I'm going to own this myself because this is my personal knowledge. This is what I know to be true for myself. I'm not saying this is absolute, but I'm telling you because of those of us that are in tune and we've been seeing these things, we've been getting downloads, getting knowledge that's given to us, and now we've got a world that is vibrating at a higher frequency, which gives us the ability to tap in to knowledge that was not readily available because it's shaking this stuff up. It's going, okay. So not only are we being prepared, because seriously, the government can't do shit about this now. They
No.
can't. They can't.
The government can't.
We're evolving at a spiritual level at this point where there are too many of us that are in tune.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
honestly, that's why there are a few people going missing at this point.
And
Okay.
that's that's
They're
feeding
trying to
right into
stop
what I
it.
was
Yeah.
trying to say is the fact that they can try. They can try to hold it back, but it's coming.
The cat's out of the bag.
You're trying to close the barn door after the horse is already out.
Yep, cat's out of the bag
Yeah.
already. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't. That cat is pissed off and scratching and biting. You ain't putting and it tore that bag apart. It's done. That
Tore
cat
that
is
bag
done.
apart, huh?
But
Christy,
I think they are going to try to slow it down.
Mhm.
Well, of course they
The
will.
government is going to try to slow it down, and it'll work for a little bit, slowing things down. It's kind of like, and this is my opinion, but I feel so if you go back to the beginning of Earth's recorded beginnings, okay?
Right.
As you go through the time, there were like things would, not really progress, and then all of a sudden this thing happened. And something big, something things would progress at a great rate for X amount of time, right? And then we would meet, let's say, a milestone, and that's what made that happen. And I think that as a race of human beings, we've had to meet certain milestones to get to where they can release the information to make us more what we can and should be.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand
And
that.
when you're talking about the human resonance, it's kind of funny because I was talking to my dad about this, and I was less than 10 years old. Okay. And my mom had some major, major health issues. And she was seeing this guy who was technically a chiropractor. That's what his license was for. But he did body harmonics. And it had nothing to do with medicine. No creams, nothing other than getting her body in tune harmonically using different tones and notes, and all it was different discs of like natural rocks, quartz, things of that nature, and tuning them literally with a certain kind of a tuning fork.
Right.
And there was probably a 3-year period where my mom couldn't move. She couldn't feed herself. She couldn't move her elbows at all. And she started seeing him, and within 6 months, she could get out of bed. She could feed herself. She could walk.
Wow.
All because of this, like Janet's saying, the human resonance, but he called it harmonics.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. That was
Yeah.
a long time ago.
That's
I
a real
remember
that's a real thing. I mean, they can match.
Yeah.
They now know they can match your cell frequency. They can anything you got, and then when they match those frequencies back and make them like what they were originally, you go back to normal. Whatever it is.
And
yeah.
do you know what screwed her harmonics up?
What happened?
She was working at a plant that is in Joplin, Missouri, making parts for
Missiles.
no,
Missiles.
not missiles.
Oh.
No, they were making them for the I'm having a total brain block. The
Bombs?
things that go up. No, the things that go
The
up into space.
rockets.
Satellites.
The space shuttle.
Space shuttles.
Okay.
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 They were making the components for the space shuttles.
Toxic.
They were making the components for the wires, for the motherboards, for the hull.
Neuropathy.
And that is when she went into total health degradation.
Damn.
And she couldn't move her fingers. She couldn't move her elbows. It was sad.
Yeah. Those places mess you up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they'll steal your soul.
She probably saw that coming. She probably needed the money, and she kept working. She probably felt it a long time ago before it really got that bad. She was just trying to take one for the team and make that money, huh?
Yeah, she only worked there for a couple of years. And everybody that worked in that plant died within 10 years.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. And isn't that amazing? Because if you think about this, and this is the connection I make with this, is that our bodies are not solid. We're not solid.
No, we're not.
We are vibrational beings, people.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are vibrational beings. We are made up of cells that are vibrating so high. Why do you think I've talked about the Schumann resonance?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to, I was like,
they've even got, and it's scary to think of this, is that, do I say this? They've even got disruptors.
Yeah.
To disrupt.
Right.
How
Oh,
we.
yeah. On the phone, on the computer.
It's bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Yeah, it is bigger than that. But
like
that's
they-
when people
yeah.
say they're not scared, not what we're talking about. With like, sometimes you have friends that say, I tell them, hey, look, I don't want to talk about that right now. I was gonna be talking. They go, oh man, what are you talking about? You scared? I'm like, hey, listen, man, you don't understand technology. It's not about what I'm scared of. It's about if you got family or loved ones or relatives. I mean, sometimes you stay in certain lanes. There's ways to do certain things, But if you don't have respect and think that everything is willy nilly, then it's not. Disclosure's not quite here for some people that don't understand. They're still dealing with how they want to deal with it. So
Yeah.
I mean, just letting people know that it's still a serious thing to them.
Yep. Okay, guys. Well, we have been through the entire hour.
We ripped through it up.
We were on a roll. I love you guys so much. This is so interesting. Any final thoughts or comments or anything until we go on? We can always do it next week.
There we go.
On anything.
I would like to talk more about it next week.
Okay. All right.
Well, there's going to be more stuff to
Light speed ahead next week. Yeah, it's going to be so much.
Xandean and I'll read the things, because you have to download them, and we'll start kind of.
I probably read all of them. I'm sure. I'm not lying, Janet. Look, I mean, I'm a nut when it comes to that. I mean, I've sucked everything up. I mean, it's
I know.
every story I hear on the internet, everything I hear, it's stuff I probably read when I was like 8, 10. Then it gets to, I go to the obscure. I mean, I just get more obscure and obscure. But if it's something, Link, I'm gonna check it because it'll show me a new angle or something. I still,
Right.
I love it.
Right.
Thank
right.
you, by the
My
way.
rabbit hole family. I love my rabbit hole
Oh.
family.
See, and I
I
was really
saw a-
trying.
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw a
really-
story that was like I really want to jump down this and take a deeper look on this. No, there's something that just hit the news this week.
What's that?
Somebody at the higher levels of FEMA just got appointed back in December.
Okay.
Okay. He has been asked to step down from his position because CNN blew the door open wide back in March that he had been on a lot of these different podcasts and blogs saying that he had at one point teleported into a Waffle House.
Good place to teleport. Definitely.
And he's not lying.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And
Have eggs over easy. Sorry.
Now you're making me
Hey,
hungry.
no, Johnny, you know what? We'll the next time, like you said, Janet, we'll get into Barack Obama and the space program he was part of with DARPA, and about one of his friends that his father went into a restaurant for like 20 minutes, came out with a beard that would take a full week to grow. We'll talk about it.
okay, yeah, let's
All
talk
right.
about that.
So let's look into teleportation for next week.
Okay.
I
Or
think
time
it's just going to
travel.
take it. Yeah, it's going to take a whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Okay.
We'll have
Good
fun.
stuff, Janet. Good stuff, Christy.
All right.
That's-
Well,
Yeah, I
thank you
was
guys
just
very
saying.
much for
Here,
the.
baby.
Thank you guys very much for the wonderful information. Don't
Johnny.
forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon
And
for
share.
more conversations like this. Maybe, I don't know. We talk about a bunch of different stuff. So anyway, thank you guys. Love you and have a blessed day.
If you've got a scary story you'd like to tell on Parapausal, we would love to have you on. Or if you'd like to stay anonymous, you can always email us at parapausal@gmail.com and we will read your story on air.
Like, comment, and subscribe.